We're taking a look at each team in the SEC here from SEC Media Days in Hoover, Alabama, with Reese Senior Bowl Executive Director Phil Savage. And Phil, the Georgia Bulldogs always have been competitive. Got a new quarterback coming in, and they're also bringing in Jeremy Pruitt from Florida State to run the defense.
Yeah, Hudson Mason takes over the starting reins from Aaron Murray, most prolific passer in SEC history. And the benefit for Hudson Mason, he's going to be able to turn and hand the ball to maybe the best running back in the country in Todd Gurley. On the flip side of it, defensive coordinator Todd Grantham moves on to Louisville. Jeremy Pruitt comes from Florida State. 2 consecutive national titles at Alabama, then a 3rd in a row at Florida State. Georgia Bulldog fans are hoping Jeremy Pruitt can take this defense and make them a better outfit than they were a year ago. I think Jeremy will do that. He'll simplify their scheme. He'll put the players in position of things that they do well. He's an outstanding young coach.
The turnover at the quarterback position this year in the SEC, 8 new starters. One who's not a new starter is Bo Wallace, so that's a good place for the Ole Miss Rebels to start.
Yeah, Ole Miss, they're probably considered to be one of the sleepers in the SEC West because of this experience with Bo Wallace in the Hugh Freeze system, but also outstanding talent. Laramie Tunsil, one of the best left tackles in the league. Laquan Treadwell, one of the best running receivers in the conference. And then defensively, Robert Condici and others, Tony Connor. This is a team that has talent. They've just got to be able to negotiate through this rugged schedule and close out the month of November. But I'm expecting big things from both Ole Miss and Mississippi State.
Well, there probably is not a team in the country with more talent than Alabama. I mean, they've got the best recruiter in the nation, according to Steve Spurrier and Nick Saban. But he's got some holes to fill, including at quarterback. All eyes are going to be on Jake Coker this year. Apparently it's Jake now. But Jake Coker, of course, who follows up A.J. McCarron. Calling signals there for the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, and again, another program with no experience at the quarterback position, but they have the benefit of an outstanding running game with T.J. Yeldon, Derrick Henry, Kenyon Drake. This Alabama team's got the talent if they can get solid play from the quarterback position. Jacob Coker is extremely gifted, 6'4", 230 pounds, big arm, but he just hasn't played much. So that's going to be a concern. I look for Blake Sims to have maybe a package of plays at some point early in the season until they get Coker up to speed if he's ready to go. And then, of course, on the defensive side of the ball, they're going to have maybe the deepest front 7 of any program in the country. You can name off 8 to 10 defensive linemen that could be in their rotation this year.
Wow, of course, Lane Kiffin taking over as offensive coordinator. He'll be helping out Jake Coker on that side of the ball. And finally, Kentucky, a couple of good defensive ends to get started on, to kind of be the foundation for their defense.
Yeah, Mark Stoops goes into his 2nd year as the head coach with the Wildcats, and he's a defensive-oriented coach. But 2 players to watch from the recent Senior Bowl standpoint, defensive ends Darius Smith and also Bud Dupree. They come off the edge, and they're going to need to create that kind of pressure, of course, in the SEC East.
All right, that is a wrap of all the squads here from the SEC. If you want to look at all the breakdowns day by day, it's right here at SeniorBowl.com.